All right, Warrior Gang, it is Thursday, and tonight I've got a concert, so I don't have much time to take any of the boats out. So I decided to do a little shore fishing venture here in, like, I don't know, whenever the UPS man decides to come through, with a special package full of something starting with a K and ending in an Ek. So that's what we're gonna be doing as soon as he gets there, and we'll be on our way. So we're just waiting now. Alright guys, we've got the package. Let's do a little, a quick unboxing before we head to the shoreline, try to catch some fish. Let me turn this. Shh, be quiet. Alright. Let's see what's in here. I gave you guys a clue. It was a K, starting with a K, ending with an Ek. Oh, you guys are so smart, Keitech. How did you know? Alright. Alright guys, so I gave you a clue as to what's in the box. It's obviously a Keitech product, but what exactly did I get from Keitech? I bought my favorite bait of all time, well, of the current time. And that's kind of my pattern with fishing, guys. Before I get into this bait exactly, I want to tell you, just an important thing that's going on in my fishing life right now that might apply to yours or that you can apply it to yours. Basically, it's the cycling of confidence baits. So I want to be the first to tell you, if you haven't heard this already, from a bunch of different anglers, which I'm sure you have, you need to be diverse out there. You need to switch things up. You can't stay in a routine or a certain mindset of, I can only use this bait, this product, this is the only thing that works, because it's just not true.
Like, fishing is an open book, and there's no end. There's never an end to the book. You just keep reading and reading and learning and learning, and there's no end to it. And I really think that's the way you have to think about it too. You have to keep an open mind that, you just got to keep turning the pages.
You'll get into certain situations where, things will open your eyes, whether it be the fish's behavior or somebody introducing you to a new kind of bait or a new style of fishing. You always have to keep an open mind, and that's what I did with the Keitech Shad Impact. It was kind of an alternative at first for me, to a very expensive alternative at that. And at the time, I was thinking more about the money aspect than I was about the effectiveness factor. So I've come a long way since then. That was a few years back. I've gained a lot of confidence in these very expensive alternatives to the Zoom Super Fluke. That is the Keitech Shad Impact 4 and 5 inch version. All right, I don't know if they go any bigger. I believe it's only 4 and 5 inch, actually 3 inch as well. I stay with the 4 and 5 because they fit a wide variety of different situations and water clarities. The color selection is phenomenal with these baits, and they're pretty much my all-time favorite at this point. From here on out, I'll name them as my favorite fluke style bait because they can be used in so many different ways, exposed, weedless, lightly on heavier jig heads. I mean, just all different applications for this. You can put it to work in a lot of different water. And that's good, because if I'm paying a lot of money, these are like $5 for a pack of 8. So you're paying a premium, maybe more than that. I think they're more. But you're paying a premium for sure, but it's definitely worth it if you guys want to catch more fish. Shad Impact is the way to go. Let's stop talking about it so much and just show you exactly what I got so we can get out there and put these to use. I've got a couple of colors: Silver Flash Minnow, Pro Blue Red Pearl, that's a tongue twister, and then we got Electric Shad, which is probably my favorite color for a pretty good range of different water clarities. So the Silver Flash Minnow I got, I'm just going to pull them out of the box, 5 inch pack of those. Pro Blue Red Pearl, I got 5 inch, 5 inch, 4 inch, same color, Pro Blue Red Pearl. That's a great color all around, especially in clear water though. More Pro Blue Red Pearls in 4 inch, a couple more packs. I just went all out, as you can tell. I just bought a bunch of these to stock up the tackle room. Bluegill Flash is another color I forgot to mention, but that's also good in stained water as well. It's got a black back with just bluegill type colors, man. Blues. It's a good color all around. And just a bunch of those, 5 inch, 4 inch. More Silver Flash Minnow in 4 inch. Electric Shad, my favorite. I only got a few packs of those. I don't know why I didn't get more. 4 inch. What color are we going to use today? We've had rain recently, but the water in the area doesn't really muddy up, so we're not going to have to go too far out here. I'd say Bluegill Flash and Silver Flash Minnow are going to do it today. We're probably going to go Silver Flash Minnow. Final call. Let's get to the water. Stop wasting time. Forgot one more pack. Let's get us a bucket. Pro Blue Red Pearl Shad Impact 5-inch. No, 4-inch. I choose you. Shad Impact Silver. Something. Silver Flash Minnow. 5-inch. I choose you. You know, there's some guys that fish with like pure logic. Then there's other guys who are purely instinctual or intuitive with their fishing. Like, they'd be like, hey, like I feel it, so we're gonna go over there. I'd say that's how I fish, a lot. But I like to think that I balance both equally, so I'll use equal parts logic and emotion or intuition and gut feeling. And I used to think I was crazy for being like an intuitive type fisherman and moving based on the way I felt, you know? That was until I saw on BASS on ESPN years ago. I watched Greg Hackney do a tournament down there, and he was really talking in depth while they were filming him about, you know, his selection of spots and like how he came to be at one spot versus the other and how he managed his time throughout the day. And a lot of it, in his words, came from his gut. You know, he was just following his heart, following his feelings, and like how he was feeling about the next spot.
For me, my whole career, I'll have a mindset of the way I'm gonna look. And then once I get there on the water, I do 360 the other direction. I can't tell you why, but I'll just get a feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll have in my mind kind of, you know, the way I think things should be, and then get there and go to fishing and think I'm gonna go that way and end up going that way, but just because of the way it fit, you know, the conditions.
Of course, I'm sure some professional experience and logic came into that decision, but that's not to say that he didn't use a lot of his gut, all right? So I just want to talk about that, or I wanted to talk about that before we got out on the water, because that's how I'm feeling right about now. And a lot of times when that happens, oddly enough, we will come up on a big fish. Now, whether or not I get that fish in is, you know, that's my issue to deal with. We gotta get that puppy in, but most of the time we get that opportunity at least. So that's what we're going to fish for. That's what we always fish for, is that chance at a big fish. Hopefully you guys enjoyed me blabbering on about this stuff, but it's important and it goes into the way I fish. So I figure you guys should know this stuff. Almost there. All right, first bait we're gonna go with, we're gonna retie. Take this slider head off. And the first thing, all right, to start off here, we're gonna go with this Big Bite Baits. Get Me, or no, not Big Bite, it's just Bite Me. Never heard of the company, but they were the cheapest at the time on Tackle Warehouse. 3/16 ounce jig head. And we're gonna tie it up with this Keitech, the Shad Impact 5-inch. And because it's a 5-inch, it's a little bit heavier plastic. You know, we don't have to go with a 1/4 ounce jig head, which I like, because then it's not gonna dig into these weeds on the way back as much, but it's still gonna have enough weight to get casted out there as far as we can, which is important here as well, because we want to get to this little edge out here off of this flat. All right, now since these guys are so expensive, you want to rig it correctly the first time. And if you guys have watched the channel, then you know that I do this, but I put super glue on the shank to keep that worm on there. And getting it on there correctly is important first of all, so let's get it in there. Belly faces out. I'm gonna go in. And you're gonna go as far as you can go without messing up that plastic, keeping it straight. Come out the middle, sorta. I'm gonna rig that up. As long as that hangs straight, you're money. And we're just gonna put that super glue at the tip. And this is gonna save you. You know, you probably get like double the amount of fish out of this bait when you super glue that to it. Because even if they short strike, they don't inhale that bait, they'll slurp it right off the hook. I'll give you one last look at the final product. That's not nearly far enough. All right, we're gonna give it. That's better. We're right off the point here, the cap of this flat. We're not gonna spend much time. We don't have much time to be here today. So let's check our drag, make sure everything is correct before we wreck ourselves. I'm just gonna bounce this thing around. It has no paddle tail, so retrieving it is not really my forte with baits that don't have a paddle tail. It's just a confidence thing. With baits with a straight tail, I'm gonna be doing simple and concise sort of jerking motions with it, or dragging, popping. And then once you get that you get that paddle tail involved, then it's a whole nother ball game. Then the fish have something to key into. September is a very weird month. You're gonna have a lot of transitionary things happening, but then the fish kind of doing the same old. The weather changing. You would think the fish would be changing a lot, but they're kind of, some of them stay pretty dormant through September and then really get activated in October. Even November, man. These fish are still alive, still very lively. Are you gonna make me fan cast this flat? Yes, you are. Oh, shit. I just threw that off. All right, well, better there. Better now than later on a fish. Okay, 3 years later, I have a new leader on. Sunline, Sniper FC, 10 pound. We're running this to 15 pound braid on a medium setup. Ducket ghost rod, medium with a fast tip. Some of my favorite spinning rods to date because they are strong, they are sensitive, they are light. Simple as that. Perfect. All right, we're back at it. You can work this thing almost like a scrounger out there in deep water, deep open water. You can really pop it around on slack line. And you can elicit some pretty crazy responses from these fish at the right times. If they're schooled up, all the better. I'm always watching my line. Always stay diligent on your line awareness. Interesting. Not even a nibble yet. I don't know what it is about these sunglasses I got, but like, I can see my eyes. Like, as I'm looking out of these, I can see the reflection of my own eyes in the lens, and it's freaking weird. I tell you what. That's what I get for going with the $25 glasses instead of the 20. I just threw off another one. I don't know what is wrong with me right now. But look, we talked about intuition, right? This is one of those things where I just take it as a sign. So we're going to switch up to something different. Probably Keitech too, paddle tail. All right, same bait. This time different presentation. We're going to slider head. And I think this is like a 1/4 ounce. We're going heavy because I want to get this out there. But Jesus Christ, that's the third time. There is something going on with this tip here. All right, that can't keep happening. That's a waste of, I don't know how many, Jesus, how many dollars now? All right, so we started with like 8 of these things. Okay, so we're down to 2. This is not faring well for us today, fam. I don't know if it's some kind of kink in the guides, or if it's like just snapping at the leader or what. I don't know. All right, come on, eat it. What in the f? That is, again, dude. That is like $15 wasted. All right, so I got it wrong. There were 6 in the pack. Now we're down to 1 left after this. This is, I don't know. I got to figure out what the hell's going on with this setup. I don't know if it's just bad luck or like, what the hell? Doesn't seem to be anything wrong with the setup, so it's user error. Just got to be more careful, I guess. So I think what was happening was the bait was catching, or the leader was catching at the tip of the rod. And with me whipping it really hard, it just snapped every time. So now I'm being more careful. Again, while I was doing nothing, man. And he held on to it pretty good. He's probably gonna go right back out there. But now that I know what's going on, it's a little easier to understand. They're literally just hitting it on slack line. So the key is don't do anything. I mean, it's just the most subtle hit though. They're gulping it, they're not attacking it. All right, we're gonna try over here to the left. You've been caught before, buddy. A couple times. See, I'm not listening, I'm rushing it. These fish don't want it to be moved at all. Got his ass. All right, where you can go. I turned that camera on right away because I got nipped, and then he dropped it. And then he like whacked it again, but he wasn't on there. So I turned it on, and he picked it up again. Well, there goes another, I don't know, $1. All right, we're out.